Winning isn't everything to Joe Hayden, but it's close.
Nobody likes to lose, but Dad takes that to a new level.
I'll share with you one little story. This goes back many years, but my mother and I were playing tennis against my father and my brother Tom.
The match is going okay, but in between my brother and I trying to hammer each other, he was winning too many of those pieces.
I was having a pretty good day and was chasing down most balls, and I distinctly remember my dad on the other side of the net saying to my brother,
"Tommy, hit it to your mother more."
Joe's competitive spirit may have earned him a night on the couch in this instance, but in actuality, the principles that have made him a successful leader on the athletic field are the same that have made him a successful leader at the Midland Company.
Really, that's how the company was built. We had people that wanted to work with us. We worked together as a team, and we enjoyed what we did.
As a kid growing up on the east side of Cincinnati, there was never any question Joe would someday take over the family business. He worked part-time for Midland from the time he was 14 until he graduated from Miami University in 1951. However, as his role in the company began to grow after graduation, and as the pressure to succeed fell more heavily on his shoulders, Joe learned that winning in business sometimes comes with a price.
So it involved a great deal of travel. I enjoyed it, but it was tough on the family because I was gone a lot of the time.
Even though he traveled a lot, worked very hard, he was always with a sense of purpose around the family. He loved being a good businessman, but he took even greater joy about being a great dad.
He relished what little time he had with us in our younger years, and adored my mother.
But the strength of our family, solely on my wife. We've been married 58 years. They probably were 58 mistakes for her, but they were and are the greatest part of my life.
You can't do this without mentioning Lois. She's a saint. Honest to God.
As a matter of fact, we couldn't do this without Lois. Not only was she the glue that held the family together, she set in motion the events that would eventually lead to the amateur baseball dynasty that developed the careers of numerous major league stars such as Barry Larkin and Ken Griffey Jr., the Midland Redskins.
You'll hear this story so many times. He tells it passionately, as do all of us, because we've heard it so many times. But it was my older two brothers, and they were playing Little League baseball.
My mom corralled him and took him up to the baseball game, and he came up and watched our 2-18 team lose another one.
We put on our usual poor showing, and my mom looked at him and said, "Well, Joe, what do you think?" And he says, "Well, this is terrible." And I said, if I just worked with these kids on the weekends, I think I could get them better than they were.
And she said, well, good, because the manager has been being transferred out of town, and I told him you'd do it next year. And as she now said, she opened Pandora's box. Well, the Midland Redskin program, which evolved out of that day 40-odd years ago with my wife, has won 10 Connie Mack National Championships.
It wasn't just that Joe wanted to see great baseball. He wanted to see young men excel.
But I think the greatest asset the United States of America has, or ever will have, is its youth.
He's always believed that what he did on the ball field was the greatest contribution he could make to society long term, because he was walking the talk. He was teaching kids more about life than he ever taught them about baseball.
This program, through the 40-odd years it's been in business, has produced approximately 50 major league ball players, and it's sent an awful lot of boys to college. But what I'm interested in is what they are in life.
While he's proud of those who made it to the major leagues, he's equally as proud of those who didn't get there, but became good, productive members of society.
He almost adopts them like his own children. He challenges them, teaches them how to take risks, teaches them how to be nimble in their business dealings, how to be honest, how to provide leadership.
We always had to wonder, as we worked with Dad in the business, which was his occupation and which was his avocation. Because if the phone rang and it was one of those ball players, I don't care how intense a business meeting we were in, Dad would take that call, and he would treat that young man as though he was the most important thing in the world.
That means a lot when somebody doesn't let business stand in the way of his own personal life, his family, knowing when business comes first and when family and friends come first.
And long since his youngest son quit playing, you can still find him on any summer day alongside the baseball field, dealing with a bunch of young men who have affectionately given him the name of Papa Joe.
Dad is 79 years old as we sit here today, and I hope Dad coaches until the day he dies, because if he ever were to quit it, I honestly believe he'd age 10 years in one.
I've always been very appreciative of what he did for us, but I've been very proud of what he's done for all the other young men who've played for him since we stopped playing.
Thanks, Dad. Yeah, there's no other way to do it, but just thanks. Thanks for everything you've done for us and the influence you've left for everybody around us.
We're proud that you're being honored in this way. We know that you didn't look for it, you're humbled by it, but you deserve it.